Hello and welcome to Showtime Video in Lambkin and Elm. August is definitely very early for Halloween decorating, but I kind of started in March because next year I'm going to be tearing up my front yard to xeriscape it. Much needed. We live in the desert. I don't really want to put grass up here because it's quite truthfully never grown well because it's on such a hill. So I figured get goofy, get silly, and use some of this unused dirt for planting pumpkins and giving a cool Halloween ambience. My plans are, this right here is a repurposed plaything from my daughter. She's kind of outgrown it. She's too tall for it, definitely. It's kind of a spooky Hansel and Gretel-y house. So it's going to be a witch's house in the middle of this spooky and haunted pumpkin patch. The pumpkins, there are real pumpkins. That guy right there is in fact a real pumpkin, a jack. None of my Atlantic giants survived this year. I think they got too much sun out here. Next year I'm going to have to replant out in my backyard. They need a little shade. I don't think they're used to this stuff. But anyway, we're going to start over here with a skeleton, a 12-foot skeleton, and he's going to have a special new friend, which is awesome. Hopefully it comes in. Then we're going to move over to here. We're going to have skeletons and skulls and light up stuff on the porch. Haunted palm tree right there. We'll put something in. And right here we'll probably put our other 12-foot skeleton up. And then we have ourselves a spooky graveyard. That's just pallet wood, brad nailed together. Cheap and effective, and I just leave them out all year so they get even more run down. And I can always just put new brads in if it starts falling apart. I have some Halloween-esque graveyard markers that I'll put in there and then put dirt in front of them and make it look like they're fresh burials. Got some terracotta pumpkins growing in here. Or not growing, they're not growing. The pumpkins are growing around them. Then we have one right here, and then, my goodness, this guy's like from this is from the 90s. We've had this forever. So, excuse the ugliness of my lawn, neighbors, but there is reasons. Again, more pumpkin plants. I've got my spooky black cat with his nice little bow and some spooky cow's head. This will all die off. If this ugly grass, I might actually grass kill it to make it look that much deader. So yeah, so far this is what we got going. It's like 99 degrees out right here. You can see there's a fresh new pumpkin plant. They're starting to peak up. I did this last weekend and they're now starting to jump out. And right there, if you can see it, it's a little baby pumpkin. This green one right here is about 2-3 weeks ago. It was tiny. It was just a bud. So I've been very lucky. Our buddy the bees have been out and they've been helping me out late in the season, so might be a little hot. These guys might not produce anything, these newish ones, but at this point I need some ground coverage. And my hopes with my haunted winches house, I'm going to try it. Never have done it. I'm going to try and do a projection with a silhouette of a witch on that brick face on my wonderful ranch style house. And yeah, that's it so far. My yard is not exactly the prettiest as of late, but next year I'm going to do like a 2-tiered setup. Hopefully get some river rock right here, dig a trench for water for monsoon, and then this will update this to actually backdate it to in my garage I have an 70s amber one. I'm going to backdate it and backdate that light there. I'm probably going to put brick here. We put a weed barrier down and put brick so that it can be maintenance free. And we have this weird stuff in New Mexico and Las Cruces where it's kind of like there's the sidewalk border and then this extra space, and it never looks, people do put plants, but then they overgrow and you have to tend to them. I think I'm going to just brick it all. So yeah, that's what we got so far. There'll be a skeleton, an 8-foot high bunch of skeletons from Home Depot right there. I'll put one right there. I'm thinking about pallet wooding the windows to give them a boarded up appearance. And yeah, so that's the plan out here. Accent lighting, flood lighting, all that stuff too. So sorry about it. Looks very ugly now, but in fall it's gonna look ugly, and it's supposed to. My garage is in disarray right now, but this winter when it's not 100 degrees out and you can work out here for hours on end, I'm gonna definitely fix it up. So one of my 12-foot skeletons took a tumble. I had back problems last year and I was trying to stupidly take him down by myself, and he fell and he hit a brick and cracked his face. But when life gives you lemons, make some lemonade. I think I'm going to give him an eye patch. Then with this giant chunk missing, I'm going to use some expansion foam and paint it like pinkish gray, and he's going to be brain bursting out. Home Depot now sells heads, so I might just think about buying one of those new style heads, and for next year put them on, and then I can kind of rotate them out. But that's kind of the plan right now. He's rode hard and put away wet, unfortunately. I spent 15 plus years in inventory, property, and all that fun. And what you can do is, over the years, just grab broken pallets. And the New Mexico sun is amazing at just weather beating this stuff. All these pallets have been out here about, I don't know, 5 years now. This is last year. For when I got my new door, the door came in this frame to protect it, and you can tell already that here's some relatively fresh pallet wood, or just wood in general, and then here's a year in, and here's 5 years in. So I want to start taking these things apart. I need to get rid of some of them because pallets are easy to find. I work at a university, and there are people throw them out all the time, and you can just kind of go around and grab them. But they make good decoration. These 2x4s. I think I'm going to make some of those sheet ghosts for next year. I think I'm going to go ghost theme next year, haunted house next year. And yeah, my poor shed out here has seen its better days. Going to be replaced in the next couple of years, but for right now it primarily holds 12-foot skeletons and kegs, and I didn't even realize I had an umbrella, and I could have been using that all summer for the pool. That's awesome. See a couple of graveyard elements I need to get out, and just spooky stuff. And here's a haunted corgi. Look at his ghostly eyes. Yeah. A dear friend of mine was kind enough to give me some scrap that he needed assistance throwing away, and I figure, again, always like to repurpose old stuff and let it sit out in the New Mexico sun for a couple of years. But this actually, I'm going to try and figure out how to use. Maybe, I don't know, definitely I could put some vines or something on it to where, if I'll need to cover certain parts of things, or maybe make a path. I could use that to like keep people off you know, tripping hazards in my lawn when they come up to get candy this year. Maybe that. Put some posts in real quick, give it some spookiness, put some lights through it. That's a good idea right there. I think I just figured it out. Thank you all. This has been my summer project for the backyard. I am going to try and replicate the friendly confines of Wrigley Field as much as I can by having ivy go along all this. I'll mix in a little for color, you know, some flowering stuff, but I want to do a lot of ivy that can survive this harsh New Mexico sun. And then this is going to be the outfield. So, you know, at Wrigley Field, the outfield barrier is a brick face with ivy growing on it, so you can't really run into it. And in ground rule double, if it gets the ball gets lost in it, you have to wave your hands up in the air. So hopefully by next year, I'll have a bunch of ivy grown up, seeding, and it'll take a couple of years and a lot of water, but I hope to get that. And then up here, my plan, because the cats use this little terrace thing to transit so that they don't get certain friends of theirs chasing them. Right now, forgive the ugliness, but I want to make some stepped bleachers and paint them green to simulate the friendly confines bleacher bump section. And who knows, maybe I'll put a little scoreboard or something out. But I want to have the cats being able to lay on some terraced steps so they can be the bleacher bums. No, I don't think they'll be able to do beer cup snakes, but I bet they could probably make a pretty killer cat food can snake, because they are little bums and like to eat a lot of kitty cat food. Definitely a construction zone right now, but it's almost there. I sunk concrete posts, and right here, these bricks are going to be a little brick face, and I'm going to paint number 400 or one of the outfield markers for Wrigley in yellow paint. I don't know whether I'm going to do 400 because that doesn't make sense. I might take a measurement from like the back door and just put like 40 or whatever it is. A crooked number would look good because it gives a character. So yeah, that's the plan. I might need more bricks, and I do need to do some weeding. And my friend Chip here decided he wanted to help dig up the yard, even though I just buried this hole because it's right in front of a swing. Anyway, he's a sweet boy. This is the start of Halloween. Got this for exceedingly cheap on the last day, 75% off. 75% off at an estate sale. That's a corgi right there. Look at this handsome boy showing off, a little blue steel. Has this awesome red, and it's nice and worn like my red. I think these are from 1968 or 69, and Chip just bebopping and scatting on them, trying to show off. Nothing really new over here except some Halloween decorations. Got a mini TV. Swag lights, of course, are needed. Got a early 70s Panasonic. And then what else? Just a quick those are old. Those are my grandfather's. When he was in the service in the 50s or 60s, he brought those back. I think they're from Spain. My friend Monica was nice enough to give me this. And it's a little messy right now. Forgive the mess. This is a preview. Got this cool Beefeater, this Yeoman Warder at the same estate sale. Pretty cool. You would put Beefeater gin in there. Found this tucked in a piece of furniture I bought, 1974. This house was built in 1973, I believe. This is my picture of Yosemite Valley. It's a print. More, it looks like 1989, Dino Messerani, something like that. I think he has a, I forget what it is on the back, but it shows it's a print from a collection, I think at one of the Smithsonian's or something. Spooky book section. My wonderful, awesome sister-in-law made these macrame hanging plants, and I have managed to not kill them. I am very proud of myself. I never had plants until about 2 years ago, and I have not killed one yet of house plants. This is my project for next month. This is a fun one. This is a 1982 Panasonic security camera. Got it for $7 at Savers, Value Village for some of y'all. And I got this old PVM, well worn, and it just has the best blown picture quality, and it's wonderful. And here's my boy Chip again, just taking advantage of my poor couches. This is his favorite spot to run. He ate 3 bags of candy one time and yacked on them right when I got them, so probably never been damaged in 70 years or 60 years, and this fine fellow had to make him his own. Now they're ours. They have character, huh, Chip? Just like you, character. But anyway, I digress. Creepy looking. I'm gonna fish this and plumb this BNC line to my room and have a live shot of the den. I figured the den needs to have, if it's retro, it needs to have retro security cameras. So that's it. Oh, one more thing, a bunch of tools from the backyard. I got the matching, forgive the mess, it's the desert, and there's dust everywhere right now. Got the matching, needs a little love, end table, and lamp, and it all cost like $50 because they just needed to get rid of it. It was the last day at like the last hour. Top tip, go to a estate sale and go the last hour, and they will give a lot of stuff away because they don't have to take it away, you do. They'll give it for cheap. What do you say, Chippewa? You want to sign out? You want to say good night? You want to say happy Sunday? You handsome boy. He's my bestest good boy. He just turned 5. Look at him, how handsome he is. He knows it too. Gets in so much trouble. There we go.